Good morning, Rabbi Isai. I live in Bet Shemesh Bet, traveling a lot, have a business in New York. It's called Yossi's Heimische Bakery and more. So he's a Heimische Yid that lives in Bet. Bet is for the Heimische people. Many times started to write an email to you. I'm learning the Daf for over 30 years, joined Yeshua since the middle of Baba Kama. And since then, almost every day, minimum one time the English and one time the Hebrew. Besides learning myself, learning with the Chavrusa. Today I had a request from the group. They said, write an email. Came a few times to the Shir in Shul, joined in Borough Park, the big Shir 2 years ago, and also this year. Joined together with my wife. The kid said, this guy is in Borough Park, seems like more than he is in Eretz Yisrael. There's a business over there. Somebody owns a bakery in America and lives over here. Huh? It's a famous bakery. Where is it? 58th and 18th? Psh. We have also Eli from, what's the name of the bakery? The Shik's or whatever. No, he used to give us chalas. He calls himself Schlissel. My wife is also listening to Together or by herself. Shkoyach. I can continue writing the whole night. Yes, you changed my life. Strauss bakery. Ellie's from, that's it. We don't want to give the shout out to the wrong bakery. I can continue writing the whole night. Yes, you changed my life and keep on changing day by day. Every shear is a center of growth. Oh! Only in case. If possible, to get a reminder for the Zoom of the English shear like there is for the Hebrew shear. I think it's a little bit more difficult, the English, because of all the Zoom bombers. The pictures last night back from Shabbos, Moldova Airport. I didn't get the picture really. Sam Greenblatt. Good morning, Rebel. Yesterday's Daf, I spoke about the Rosh who gets drunk. When he gets to Olam Amem, his face will turn white, realizing he used up his Olam Haba. Could that mean that if a person indulges in a lot of physical pleasures, not yain, stam yain, but other stuff like food and luxuries, he can lose his Olam Haba? Zecharya, we learned it a few times. Because of those two can be extreme pleasures. Also, wine causes people heartbreak. Why do we have it on Shabbos for Kiddush? Okay, because that's what we learned yesterday, that sometimes Zocha, the Gemara does say, they used to drink, we have to understand, in those days they used to drink wine every day because they didn't have proper water, and that was the way that we were able to burn out those, you drink water, you could die from water, if you, pesticide, whatever it is. The Gemara also says, okay, Shkoyach Rebbe. My name is Nachman Meisels. First, I would like to thank you for the daily share. It's been a tremendous addition to my daily learning. Secondly, it would be an honor to get more people involved. I learned an early morning kollel called Kollel Ar Shmuel in Lakewood, New Jersey. It was founded a few years back by Moshe Gellis and Feivish Waxman, Lili Nishmas, Moshe's son Shmuel. They wanted a place. Listen to this, Rabbi Isai. They started a kollel so they could have a place. We could learn early morning before any distractions of the day. And any distractions that come up in the evenings, I highly recommend learning Torah before everybody else gets up, before the text messages and the emails come in. It's murdik. With tremendous yad d'shmaya, today there are over 60 branches of Kollel or Shmuel around the world. 60. With thousands coming to learn bright and early. A few hundred of us learn every morning. The original branch hosted in Lutz, Beis Medrash, which starts at 6:05 a.m. I've attached a video of photos of frog cupcakes and black and white cookies that were given out for the whole family to enjoy a few weeks back during the Tzfardeya of Choshech Parshias. I've been learning that with you for a few months now at home in the evenings. Rabbi Stefansky, you've been discussing that we should be learning together in groups. I'm hoping to facilitate creating chaburas and to encourage Talmidim of your Daf Yomi shir to come join us in the early morning at our Lutsk Kollel branch, and hopefully many branches of the Kollel or Shmuel worldwide family. He wants to do like a collaborative thing, but you need a screen there. What, they're going to bring a screen in the middle of the Kollel? So they had a place in Lakewood. They still do. Maybe get together with them. Guys in Lakewood, contact this Nachman Meisels guy and do something. Moshe Feivish and I would love to collaborate with you on this. Can we schedule a conference call with you? Or representative. Oh, representative, that's, what are you laughing? I would love to speak to them.
Just forum email.
Let's try making this happen. Kol Tov Nachman Meisels, maybe a representative. Who wants it? Ben, you want to be the representative?
Yeah,
Nachman Meisels, Gershon Rose, learning with my chavruza this morning, he pointed out Sanhedrin, Daf Aleph, those two letters sound similar, but don't look the same or the same height. Samari de Kissimmon, he says, for the daf, we're talking about the parents not looking together today. We're going to see they don't look the same, and they don't have the same height, they don't sound the same. So Ayin and Aleph, they look different, but they don't look the same, and they don't have the same height. There's a very good simon from yesterday that my chavruza told me. Also, somebody sent in. I forgot who. I know who. New from Borough Park. Okay, that daf ayin is Rosh Tevis yayin, and that the whole daf is about stealing wine. Nichnas yayin. It's a side. Side is also. One more. Good morning, Rebel. Yesterday you spoke about the Rasha. No, I said that already. This I can't, it's in Hebrew, but I just liked a few of these lines over here. I'm going to say, those who speak Hebrew will love this, and those who live here. Ani gam echad miptsuei Bnei Brak. I'm from the injured of Bnei Brak. And he came to peek at the shear in Bnei Brak, and he got stuck watching the shear every day, and now he loves the shear. So Bamet, there's one guy, Moshe Cohn, the guy that owns Armanot Chen, he went crazy to get people to come. He was advertising a month in advance. Yeah. Was? Boys, check this out. I like this a lot. This video is geschmack. If you're Satmar, don't watch. Close your eyes for 2 seconds.
בוקר טוב רבוי סי! בוקר טוב הרב סטפנסקי וכל עומדי הדף היומי. אנחנו גם פה בחרמון מתחיים איתכם יום יום. יום טוב ומבורך.
There in the snow in the Hermon. Very geschmack. Don't clap. It's just a bunch of Satmars just left the shir. Stop it. I'm trying hard. We have a group, 40, 50 of them.
Thanks for getting. Appreciate it.
We have a larger group than that. But I'm serious. We have like 40, 50 Satmar guys. Okay, first of all, Shalom Aleichem. What's your name?
Ari Rosenfeld.
From?
West Hempstead. I came.
Oh, the father does the shir, no?
Yes, I came the last few daf with Baba Basra.
Yeah.
And you told me gotta start Sanhedrin. I'm like, nah, I'm in yeshiva, and I started.
What yeshiva are you in?
Mivaseret.
Mivaseret.
Last year. We were your nephew last year.
So where are you now? This year also Mivaseret?
Yeah. Shanabet, yeah.
Wow, yeshiva guys in Mivaseret. It's becoming right. They're starting to compete with all the yeshivas. Wow, you also. There's another guy here. What's your name? You also from Mivaseret. What's your name?
Shmuel.
Wow. Kol kavod. We love Rabbi Berg. He lives right over here, 2 feet away from where he's been. Ravi, that's right. There's a lot of talent on this block. So if we ever open up a yeshiva, we have a lot of talent. We're going to start recruiting. For Shelaima, oh wait, hold on. What's your name? Spencer?
Garfield. We met a couple years ago. I started.
But you were wearing a different sweater then.
Yeah.
You threw me off over there. That's what I just realized. I'm going by the, that's my problem. Yeah, where are you from?
I'm from Boston, North Carolina.
Oh, that's right, New Boston, my mom, yeah.
I made Aliyah a year ago.
And it took you a whole year to get here.
Where do you live now?
Shmuel, what's your name? From Borough Park? How do I know? The confidence. Borough Parkers say their name differently. There's always, huh? The carpenter guy. All the stuff. Your dad made it. Mizbeach, he's working now on a mikvah, I think. The guy with the here. The Mizbeach with the two Mizbeachs. The Mizbeach HaKtaris also. And he made the beautiful staircase in this Shabbaton. There's the front of this base marriage. He did
to change it after this.
so that's your father. I got it. Okay. Cool. Vilnished. Okay. Who else is hiding? Those who are hiding, I'm not going to call on them. Okay. Rabbi Yisai, the Refuah Shelaima for Yosef Chaim Shmuel ben Alte Nechama from his grateful family. That's the Masechta. Masechta. S'patzlocha Berухniyos ובגשמיות. The fewer the words, the bigger the bracha. Larry Cohn, in memory of Yechiel Moshe Ben Chaim, who started learning Daf Yomi at age 70. Mendy, And on Friday we have a very chashuv guest. I was waiting for him for 3 years to get here. He just texted me that he's coming. So this seat on Friday sold. Yeah. Rav Farkas, Dov Farkas. You remember Dov? Dov Farkas from Australia? Got an assistant, yeah. Glenn Esterson, with the love and gratitude from Wilmington, North Carolina, thank you for enriching my life with Torah. The Masechta sponsor for the unity of the Jewish people. Did I say Larry Cohn? Remember Moshe Chaim Vietu started learning Daf Yomi at age 70, continued for 32 years until he was nifter. Paras HaChodesh, Eli Zechariah ben Moshe, Eli Zechariah bas Yosef. With Anonymous, Hakart Atov from Anonymous. Shalom Aleichem to everybody on Zoom. It's a chizuk that you're here. How many people? I can't read. 65. We lost 2 since yesterday. Shprintzy Alan Gross, Zalman ben Yitzchak, Aייzik. Mendel's on. Mendel Lerner. Still on. Where is he?
Yeah, he is.
Put him on, like big Gishma. Oh, the Mendel. Remember those days I used to go to the kitchen and talk to you guys? Every day I used to do that. Shprintzy Alan Gross. One day. Shelaima Zalman ben Yitzchak, Aייzik. Ben Yamin Aייzik ben Tzvi Hirsch. HaKohen Zechron L'Vrocha. And Refuah Shelaima to Yohannes and Nathan ben Basheva Bracha. Leon Welch for the speedy release from house arrest of Ari Rosenfeld, Aaron ben Hinda, Esther Gittel. Parnas HaChodesh B'Yom Rosenfeld. Hatzlochem Parnasa Amen. When this guy has Parnasa, Hatzlochem Parnasa, he gives Meshuggah to MNDY. So Be'ezer Hashem, he should have Hatzlochem Parnasa. He was with us on that trip. Parnas HaChodesh Yosef ben Chai Yisar Hatzlochem Berukhniyos ובגשמיות. Parnas HaChodesh Lili Nishmas, the fallen hostages. This is new, I guess. Lili Nishmas, the fallen hostages. Ariel ben Shiri, Kfir ben Shiri, and Shiri bat Margit. Margit, what? Huh? Yeah, of course, I know. This is the Bibus family. Vada. But is that how you say the name, Margit? Or Margulit? Margit. Was the Levi already? Yeah. Yesterday. Bibus is today. See, okay. They want a small Levi. Sponsored by HYK Ventures in honor and for the success of all our clients. Parnas Hayoim, Yaakov Yosef Itzkowitz Lidishmas, his father, Tzvi Meir ben Shimon Baruch, whose yahrzeits today, and for the success of Yaakov Yosef ben Edel Chai Itzkowitz's eye operation today. Rabbi said we have a tremendous chus of having a very, very distinguished Talmud Chacham and a mensch, an elder guy. I would say, here he is, sitting here, mamish a chashuv, a person comes every single day and he's having surgery. You should have a Refuah Shelaima and have tremendous eyesight. You should have the eyesight of a young child. Success of Yaakov Yosef and Edel Chaya's Itzkowitz's eye operation today. Parnas Hayoim, Mishpachas Jack, Lili Nishmas HaKdoshim, Kfir, Ariel, Veshiri Bibas, Hashem Yikim Damam. There's one, oh no, 3. Kfir, Ariel, Shiri Bibas. He'll go, you know, a bunch of people joined this year. Lili Nishmasam. Yeah. Hill Kovacs, for Shleima, Lil Ben Chana Rachel, sorry, Todah, L'Roifa Cholim. Yesterday was L'Chvoid, a surgery. Today is Todah L'Roifa Cholim. Al Nituach Shavarti Etmol B'Atzlacha for Shleima L'Hil Ben Chana Rachel. Yuri Friedman for Shleima Anat Bat Simcha was having a major surgery today for a speedy recovery. Amen. The art of the month first schools for rebellion. The whole Emily Wise have to continue to make Torah so enjoyable. So many people notice that lately the art is stepping, like picked up a few notches. Things are we get used to it. Remember, you see how it grew. Like I used to find pictures on Google and put them together, shvach and this and that. Then now pictures have life, they have animation to them. It's a whole different world. In honor of Yossi Klein and Mark Ashkenazi for all the work they do. Rabbi Isai, here we are. Like 12 lines from the bottom. I have a question, it's more like Chazara. Does anybody remember, anybody that didn't learn the daf yet, but Chazara? A Ben Noyach, usually, when he doesn't have very that Yichayev Misa, what Misa does he get? Sayif. There is an exception to the rule. Every Averi he does, he gets Sayif besides one, which we actually spoke about. Does anybody remember?
Was a Jew.
Oh. Which is?
Naim Russ.
Oh. I said, but those that didn't learn the daf.
How can you be Chazor if you didn't learn it?
If you learned it in the past, not if you learned today's daf.
I didn't learn today's stuff.
You did. You don't count. Listen, Aryeh, listen. You learned this Masechta 10 years ago?
No, 20 years ago.
20 years ago. The way your brain works is 20 years ago is like us learning it today. So you can't answer. Anytime I say it, you can't answer. That's it. You're done.
That was my nephew
You're
yesterday
done.
that was my nephew on the 16th.
You, Menachem Mendel Fenster, you did your Kramer, Rebbe you did your Kramer, Rebbe Yochim, can't answer. That's it. Whatever it's not fair. So ask the computer a question. Shkoyach, ask Google. I have another question.
On this class.
Listen up. I'm speaking directly to certain individuals. Don't, it's not that. It's a question. Certain individuals. The Alte guys, the Alte Zaydas, those who have great-grandchildren in the room, are you allowed to fall asleep during my Daf Yomi shir? Is it Isser to fall asleep? No Isser. Actually, it's a mitzvah to fall asleep, you're saying. You know what the problem is? You'll never know the answer, because by the time we get here, I don't know. I want to tell you, Ma'aseh Shaya, I'm not making this up. You could ask Benny, who was in the shir yesterday, you could ask Dave. I asked the question, and as I'm asking the question, the guy is snoring. No, I said this question is really for the Americans because it's early in the morning and we have a few guys that like to fall asleep. They didn't in the past, but the shiurim are getting more and more boring for them, and they're falling asleep. But in the Hebrew, it's already 9 o'clock. Nobody's falling asleep. I'm not exaggerating. 30 seconds later, much like that. He woke himself up from his snore. And then again, 30 seconds later. Doesn't help. We thought we'd stop it with those little things, doesn't help. Okay, no, what do you mean Vaita? This is part of Torah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us a lot of examples. It's a shir with examples. I never had a bemis. He never snored like that. But this time. Huh? Yeah, kimat. I wouldn't, if I had to pick somebody, wouldn't be. But there's a microphone right over there, and Dave was able to grab his snoring and he put it on the speakers. And that kids, there's a whole share we were dealing with this.
Snore from a cell.
Yeah, Reb Chaim gets grasshoppers. I get snores in my share.
Sometimes the kiss.
Okay, everybody say no examples, because listen, if you fall asleep, I'm warning you, you're going to be on video today. Be careful. Oh, so let's just I want to show you where we advanced from. We used to have a simple piece of paper. People got upset. Like people send us pictures of the Meiser Sheni chart. I didn't even see it in a long time. Here it is. Meiser Sheni. Person has a pile of fruit. He takes 10% with him to Yerushalayim. What if he has 10,000 fruit? That's 10%, and he can't. So he trades it into money. The Kedusha goes from the apples into the money, and then he brings that money to Yerushalayim. What if the person doing so, his son found the money, stole that money, and brought it to Yerushalayim? Because all of Ben Sayer Moirer is all about stealing money and buying food with it, not stealing the food. Omar Rava, and it says in the Mishnah, this is the natural way of doing it. You take the food, you take the money, and you buy food in Yerushalayim as much as you want. So we're not concerned that he's going to develop an addiction to stealing and then eventually killing people. If he ate nevelas atrefas, shkatzim v'ramasim, that is not included in the isser of becoming a ben sayer. Omar Rava, what if it's chicken versus beef? Einoi nasa ben sayer moyer. Ben sayer moyer is only beef. He has a gewaltige kasha from a diuk in the Mishnah. It says the only time he potters if you eat a bat, you eat something disgusting. Mashma that if you eat something that's not a bat, not a disgusting thing, like chicken, like schnitzel, you'd be chayiv as a ben sayer moyer. What are we going to do? It's a great diuk. Says the Gemara, when the Mishnah says that you become ben sayer moira, and it's mashma that you become ben sayer with schnitzel, is because he ate 95% was beef. There's 1% over there. Here, it works like this. 1% was schnitzel, and therefore you become ben sayer moira. This is the piece of beef. A kazayis of the beef was missing. There's a hole right through it, and he filled it up with yum. This is geschmack. Bat, a whole bat with the wings. So then, listen, you don't want to become a Sayer Moira, so you eat a bat. You got to do what you got to do. And he does not become a Ben Sayer Moira. He eats this, potter. But if he fills that hole, this kazayis hole with a piece of schnitzel, then you are chayiv. So this is a great chiddush. Anything that's a mitzvah or an avera does not make this person a ben soyer meir. What if the mitzvah was a derabbanan mitzvah, or the avera was a derabbanan avera? Also, the same thing. Dvar mitzvah, give me an example. Tanchumi avelim, you go be Menachem Ovel somebody. Oh, I just heard the mashal that I have to go be Menachem Ovel. Yogi Lushinsky, famous yogi, also on our trip. Yogi, the guy that started the whole Kotel tunnels. He's in charge of the whole thing over there. So what? He was on our trip also. Yeah, yesterday his father's nifter. He's a 90 something, I think, in his 90s. Anyway, so Dvar Aveiro, so you go there and you eat. Now, Menachem Ovel, it's the Rabbanan. What about a Dvar Aveiro? That's the Rabbanan. Tainus Tzibur. You know you have to fast on the Tainus Tzibur. And he goes ahead and he fresses on a Tainus Tzibur, which is the Rabbanan. We're talking about a 13-year-old. Okay, so even that, because it's a Tainus Tzibur, it does not become Ben Soyer. And what's the logic? Why is he potter when it comes to Aver? Not why is he potter by a mitzvah, but why is he potter when it comes to Aver? He didn't hear our voice. If he's going against the Rebbeinu Shalom, then that does not make him a Ben Soyer. The logic exactly is not so simple, but the limud is you become a Ben Soyer when you don't listen to our voice, the parents' voice, to exclude the voice of the Rebbeinu Shalom. It has to be beef and good wine. There's a certain fig from Keilo which makes you drunk. It starts fermenting. Here we have a Gevaldik video, Rabbi said. This is basically for me and Mendy, but all of you, other ones, you're also invited to watch.
Wade in and gorge themselves on the rotting fruit. It starts fermenting in their tummies and turns into a very potent brew. So on the way home, things start happening to them.
Mamish. Look at this wildebeest that falls on his head. This is Marida. You ever saw an elephant sit like that? Okay, anyways, this goes on for a few minutes. The item's welcome. But that's what happens when they become shikir. Okay. What, of shikir? Of shikir animals? No, this is Yigulid Dvela. This is Mamish Yigulid Dvela. Ochel Dvela Ki'ilis. V'shasa Dvash V'chalav. These are things that could make you... Whoa. I don't know where you are. I'm on the bottom of Amud Beis. Shasa, yeah? Oh, yeah. Shasa Kol Mashka. Shkoyach. 9-1. Shasa Kol Mashka. Listen, I give you once in a while I'll give it to you. Shasa Kol Mashka V'li Shasa Yain. 9-1 you. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, yeah. Shasa Kol Mashka V'li Shasa Yain Lisuyich Dvash V'chalav. What if he drank something that makes you drunk, but it's not wine? Like honey, milk, desanya, ochal, dveilo, ki'ilis. That's why Rabbi Schoenberg, is that the pshat? That's why you guys drink tea with honey and milk? So shtickle mashaker? Desanya, ochal, dveilo, ki'ilis, v'shasal dvash v'cholav, v'nichnas l'migdash. If a kohen goes into the Beis HaMikdash, look at what it says. Yain v'sheichar. So typically, I looked it up in the art scroll. It doesn't say, the art scroll says, at least the art scroll I have, it could be it's not the regular one, but I have that big green one. So it says Yain v'sheichar means intoxicating wine. But the Gemara now is learning Yain v'sheichar. Sheichar means any drink that will make you drunk. V'sheichar, it's a drunkable drink. Whatever it is. Whatever.
Intoxicating.
Ponevish, they say not a drunkable drink. An intoxicating drink.
Beverage.
Now we're going to have a license plate coming out of Bar Park, drunkable. Chayev. So this kohen he went into Beis HaMikdash drinking after he ate a bunch of these figs, he's chayev. You're not allowed to go into the Beis HaMikdash like that. Rabbi Isai, you're not going to believe it. 70 daf into Sanhedrin, 70. And you have to have both, the combination of eating meat and drinking wine. He ate something else, potato chips. He drinks something else. And it has to be both, beef and wine. And those words are connected to beef and wine. We had this in the Mishnah. Don't be a soiveya, yoyin, bezoilel basar lamay. V'omer, in the following passage says, ki soivei. Now, what does drinking wine and eating beef do? It says, ki soivei v'zoilel yivaresh. It'll cause you to be poor. We know people that drink too much, what happens to them? They lose everything. They say it's worse than drugs, alcohol. Alcohol is the worst. It just destroys a human being. You drink, and then you have to drink more. You don't go to work, and that's the next part of the pasuk. Ukroim talbish numa. You find yourself in bed, numa, sleeping, and you're going to wear tattered clothing because you have nothing. You don't have money because you're spending it all on alcohol. You can't make a living because you're in bed. The Rabbeinu Yoina, when he talks about chinuch, he says these are the first two things a person should be mechanech his child. That you should be mistapik memod, like don't spoil them. I wish I knew this 20 years ago. And then you have to teach them not to be lazy. Not to be lazy. Omer B'Zeira. Kol hayoshim b'beis hamedrash. Kol hayoshim b'beis hamedrash. If you sleep in the beis hamedrash, teirosei nasis likroim, you forget stuff. The Gemara Megillah Daf Chav Ches says, how did Reb Zeira, how was he zoicha to arichas yomim, to live very long? He never fell asleep in the beis hamedrash. Not even a shenas arai. Shenemar ukroim talbish numa again. This passage that we just said, numa is to sleep. You sleeping in the wrong place, the wrong time. Some people come to daf because they have a hard time falling asleep at home, so they come to Daf Yomi shir. not looking at in general. Rabbi I just remember falling asleep in the beis medrash is a bad thing. It's better where?
Better than not coming still.
Oh, it's better than not coming. I love that story that I heard from Rabbi Zev Cohn from Chicago. He said there was a guy that would come home every night, very, very tired from work. He would walk over to his closet, grab out the Gemara, open it up, and fall asleep. So he said, "What are you doing? Just go into bed, sleep like a man. It's like falling asleep on the couch. You know what do you do?" He said, "No, I want my kids to see that for me Torah is chashuv. I can't learn now. I'm too tired, but I wanted to see that I want to learn. It's also something." Givaldik. So Rabbi said there's two. This is a very, very simple Mishnah, and even Gemara, you're going to ask yourself, like, what's the whole arichas over here? There's two things that you need in order to be a ben Sari Meir. First of all, you need that the money should be available all the time. Kesef shchiach, it's my lashon. Shchiach and zamin in Hebrew means like it's available. It's always available. In other words, where's the money always available? In your mother's pocketbook. It's right there on the kitchen table. But to go to a neighbor's house and take money from him, it's not available. That's not called available. So in Mela, the money must come from where? From official's video. You know, the kid comes and takes from the pocket, from within the father's house. But well, how's it go? Get in your head?
Your head in Sanhedrin.
Get your head in Sanhedrin. The rabbis, everybody together. Get your head in Sanhedrin. The Mavasari guys know it. Get your head in Sanhedrin. All right. Now the other condition is you can't be scared to get caught. So, in your father's house, you get caught. So you run away. You eat the stuff somewhere else. So, in other words, there's two things. You have to steal from your father, eat by your friend's house. What if you steal from your friend's house and eat your father's house? That's the exact reverse. What if both of them are in the friend's house? No good. What if both of them are in the father's house? No good. So says the Mishnah. If he did two things, but you don't have eating in the friends. He stole from his father and ate b'shusav. So now I want to show you this video real quickly. What is wrong with this video? What's wrong? Here we go. Check this out. Is this a ben Sari Meir? There's a few problems here. So Hillel, don't say. What's the problem with this video? Huh? No, there's beef in there. Beef and wine. I don't know. The wine came before. He's little. We have 2 right answers so far.
He didn't steal money.
He didn't steal money. That's the answer that these guys. That's mistake number 1. Mistake number 2.
It's not his father. His father's.
It's not funny.
He ain't seen.
That's what's wrong with it. No, so it doesn't always have to be funny. This is sometimes it's informative. Yeah, not every time does it have to be funny.
He's not seen. He's not like.
Who says you have to be seen? That's another problem. Hillel, 2 for 2. Hillel, HYK. Rabbi said HYK. Remember, he got 2 for 2. It's in his father's house. He stole in his father's house. It doesn't work. Or he stole the money from other people and ate it into other people's house. Or he stole the money from other people and he brought the sandwich to his own house, his father's house. You don't become a Mitzvah. You have to steal it from the father and eat it in other people's property. The only time this works is if you steal from your father and your mother. How does your mother have possessions? Nifter doesn't work over here so well because it's not really hers. It's her husband's to use right now. Yerusha, that's like Nifter Milug.
I don't want.
Okay, what? Right. Amanas shein lebalich reshusba. That's the classic. Says the Gemara, Gola mishel aviv v'ochal b'shus aviv. If he stole from his father, but he didn't run away, again, that's not good. Even though the money is available, but he's still scared to eat, so it doesn't work. This is all about, what is this all about? Again, going back to the whole thing. What's the problem with Ben Meir? The whole sugya is Hashem ha'asid. This is about what is this guy going to do in the future. The way he steals the money, and the way he eats it is all, and I didn't want to say the word because I was scared, indicative, whatever the word is. This is showing the future of this kid. So if he doesn't steal the right way, it doesn't show the future. There's a Mardi Geshayla here, and just in general, I thought it's a great question. We kill this kid because of the possibility, not the possibility, they actually say the Mashal says 100%. This is like we see the route he's going. He's stealing, he's eating, he's pressing. This kid is up to no good. He's going to eventually kill somebody. So the bomb question is, what happens if he really does kill somebody? If he really does kill somebody, what is he chayiv? Sayif. So why do we give him worse than sayif? Why do we give him worse than, if he killed, we only give him sayif? Today we're going to kill him beskila. That's a very good kasha, no? So this is Ramah, there's different questions. I told you learned it now.
I remember from 20 years ago.
This from 20 years ago?
I remember Chief Berkman spoke about it this year, 20 years ago.
No, what did he say?
I don't remember what he answered. I remember the question. Oh. He says, Malastim Sabrius, maybe it's not killing.
What? The what?
Because we go to the safe, we know that's not going to be a murderer. He's going to be a mass murderer.
It's not his teretz. The Rishonim said, the Ramah, okay, yeah. Then we're killing him because he's going to kill a bunch of people. So Enochanami cannot, if a guy kills a bunch of people, only give him one sayif. But it's like, another thing they say, maybe he'll steal and do this on Shabbos, so that's skila. Okay. Fine. I'm sorry, fine. I have to point this out. Take it somewhere. My father, when I was a kid, he would stand up for me. And he would say all the time, I'm doing this al Shema Asid. Rabbeinu Elio, like you do it, that's his shtick for his kid. This is the future Galador. This is a future, like you'd say this kid, stand up. Give you a feeling. There's a good chinuch tip. No. I said bedafka, not that I'm saying a hint here that you should have. No. I'm beyond that. I chop your chop of the chop. The reverse of the reverse. No. I'm saying, okay, shkoyach, this is not a Rivens story. There is that I didn't chop that you're gonna chop. I did. I'm saying instead of sitting down when your kid comes in, you stand up. Shema Asid. לא אבא שלי, זה משהו אחר. אוקיי. you got a kappa?
What's that for? Something
There was an Israeli in this room, an American Israeli, who said that, unlike your father, my father smacked me in the face, Al Shem Asid. That's what I was trying, that was the hint I was trying to say. Finally a guy got it, somebody got it. Okay, good. I think I might have called my B'chara, Ben Sar Mari, at his bar mitzvah, in my speech. Okay, listen, you can do tshuva. He's watching this year now. I'm asking you, Mechila Aaron, if you remember this. It was a joke, but it's a bad joke. My father's a bad joke would stand up. That's the difference. If he's doing the daf every day and he does it on time, he does it early in the day, I'm very proud of him. And also Akiva Be'emes. Where am I? I want to skip.
Fine, skip.
Okay. Even if you eat it in your friend's house and you're not scared, but you don't have money available. And certainly if you reverse the order, you steal other people's money, so it's not available. You eat it in your father's house where you're scared, obviously that you don't become as a ben tzar. He doesn't have the money and he's scared. Two things wrong. There's a lot of extra here, no? I think this is pashut. Until he steals from his father and he eats it in other people's possession, then he has a lot of money available, and he's not scared. He has to steal from both his father and his mother. Where does his mother have any possessions? The halacha is that even if she finds something, it goes to her husband. Since the father has to give the mother to eat, and there's a meal available, so he steals that meal. So what's everybody going to ask? He has to purchase, he has to steal the money, not steal a meal. Get some cheap wine or at a cheap price. Not cheap wine, good wine at a cheap price. The father set aside money to buy a meal, and he stole that money to purchase the meal. I had an interesting chap that the Koil guys were masking to me a little bit, because one of the Yaakov was saying maybe the case is that a father gave money to a kid. I like the example; it's a very hands-on example. Father gave money to a kid to buy pizza, and on the way to the pizza store, he stole the money and then bought his own things. I said no. Maybe in that case, he doesn't become a ben tzar meira because he got the money b'rshus. You have to steal money. That's not called stealing. We saw by Pikadon that if somebody gives you something and then you steal it, it's not stealing. Even though you did steal it technically, but you have to go and do a ma'isa stealing. V'haydali. So, I like his example a lot, but just, okay, to be more... Did I skip anything? No. Another pshat is, somebody said, here's money on condition that your husband doesn't touch it. I just want to ask Rabbi Dambi, is there any conditions to that? I give you money and say, here, take this money, I don't want your husband to touch it. Does it become the woman's money and not the husband's money? Yes or no? Because you're the one that's answered that answer. The answer is, the Shulchan Aruch says very interesting, only if he specifies a certain product and item. This money is for you to buy shoes. I see you need some shoes, good. I see you want jewelry, good. But not stam, on condition that your husband at Russia doesn't have anything to do with it. That doesn't work. Stam, a yidiyah. Rabbi said every time, asked that Israeli American, every time right before his father gave him a gazunta kafa across the face, the mother stepped in and she's begging the husband, stop, don't, yeah? You know what I'm talking about. Your parents also. So the father says, listen, we got to kill this kid. He's up to no good, we got to kill him. And the mother says, no, stop, don't kill him, please, not. He's a good boy, he didn't mean it, had a bad day, his sugar levels were low, look, we give him a good meal. It's not, but nobody else. I'm divulging too much information here. You need both. Oh wow. Listen. We got to do a little chazar here. This is how it goes, real quickly, because the Yoshi worked hard on this. Just the whole sugya regel achas. It's until he has to eat beef and wine, and according to one sheet it's chatzilog, according to the other one it's a tartemar, 240 grams. The other sheet is 480 grams and a full lug. If you eat it with a chashuv of people, you're potter, and that's what Mordechai was trying to say before. If you ate Ma'aser Sheni Yerushalayim, because it's a mitzvah, that's the derech, potter. If you eat it with nevelis and treifas, and nevelis and treifas is potter. Beer, potato chips, you're potter, has to be wine. If it's rare, very rare, then you're chayev. And that's that for now. He's sleeping. That's all brown.
This is where he ate it somewhere else.
What's this? Oh, it has to be bezoil, has to be cheap. If he drink right out of the barrel when they made it, or it was salty. And this is a chabur of srikin, then you chayev. You have to have the same voice. You have to have the same voice. And they have to look the same. So if he has a mustache, she has a mustache. No, the famous joke. They said that the only Rosh Mמשלה here in Israel that ever had a mustache was Golda Meir. And it asked him. Okay, what if? Look at that forced. He's trying not to laugh. There's a whole. That's it right over there. There's who we're holding. The father says, thumbs up, kill him, do away with him, not potter. What if the father? This really never happened. The father says, no, don't kill him. The father says, kill him. Okay. Now that's the next Mishnah. One of them, Gidim, Elam. Okay. They're not on the same page. Why? Because it says in the pasuk, they're together. If she wasn't appropriate for the father, he doesn't become a Sarim. Says the Gemara, what does that mean? She wasn't allowed to marry him because she was his sister, let's say. She was the father, a brother or a sister got married, in the Chayiv Krisus. The Chayiv Mrs. Bezin or Chayiv Mrs. Bezin. So if Avu Ninu, V'ime Ninu. The Torah doesn't say anything about marriage. The Torah says this kid's father and this kid's mother. And their father and mother. Ella b'shaviv love kamer. They have to ruya love. It means that they're equal in everything. Tanya nami achi Rabbi Doimer. Im lehoysa ima shaviv laviv. B'koil. So everybody says over here, l'chayra, the number one Yisod in Chinuch is, I don't know if it's the number one, it's a big Yisod in Chinuch, that the parents have to be on the same page. When there's argument between the parents, and the parent says you should do this, go to this school, and the other parent says go to this school, that's where the issues happen. And anything in Chinuch, even if you argue with your spouse, it should be in private, not in front of the kids, because when the kids see that there's a disagreement between the parents, that's when things start sliding. She has to have the same voice as him. She has to look like him. And the same height. So Mela, he does not become a Ben Sarim Moira. My taima, and this seems to be like very unlikely that the two parents should look the same. I myself have never seen parents like that. Have the same voice, everything the same height. My taima and it seems like the voice is coming from the same place. Not koilu saying nu, it's koileinu. With the koil being on shavin, and since the Torah is saying that their voice has to sound the same, mar v'koimenan being shavim, you need to look the same and be the same height. So therefore, the famous Gemara, Ben Soiro Moira Loy Hoya V'Loyasid Liyos. Who does this go according to? That Ben Soiro never happened and never will happen. And why is there and we had a whole bunch of dapim here, Ben Soiro Moira, all these halachas. Why does it? Droish V'Kabel Sachar. The Torah was written for us to receive sechar, learning it and understand. There are a bunch of halachas that we can learn from here: how not to act, how not to eat, how not to steal, how to be mechanech, all these things. Keman Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda is the one that makes it so difficult because they have to have the same voice, the same height. So it never happened. It could go like Rabbi Shimon. Because this 13-year-old kid, he ate a little bit of meat and drank some wine. What? You're going to have parents that are going to take him to his death? It'll never happen. The Rosh V'Kabel Sachar, I saw those who say, look, because the Torah wrote it, therefore it never happened because kids are scared to do it. Omer Rabbi Yonason, Ani Reisiv, the famous Rabbi Yonason, I saw with my own eyes a Ben Tzara Moira that was killed. V'yoshafti al kivroi. I even had the opportunity to sit on his grave. The question is, Rabbi Yonasan, first of all, was a Kohen. Second of all, no one is allowed to sit on anyone's grave, even a what?
Nearby.
Metaphorically.
Says Yishafti al kivroi. Okay. Because the point is that he witnessed it, really witnessed to the point that he could literally touch his grave, be by his grave. Kimanaz lo desanyo. There's another two things that never happened. Irani dachas, to destroy most of a city that did Avodah Zarah lo hoysa v'lo yasid eliyos. It's never going to happen. V'lo menichtavak d'rosh v'gav schar to receive schar. Kiman. Kireb Eliezer, the Sanhedrin Rebbe Eliezer Oimer kol ir sheyesh ba afilu mezuzah achas eino nases irani dachas. If you have a city with one mezuzah, I was in one of my properties in Indianapolis, Mamash Irani Dachas, no Jews, nothing. And I'm walking through, I saw mezuzah on the door. Mamash mezuzah. Mezuzah Irani Dachas. It saves the whole city. Why? My time on Makro, Beskol Shlola Tikboitz, El Toich Rechoiva, Vesarafta Be'esh. You have to burn everything, Kol Shalola. And if you could only burn 99%, but you can't burn the mezuzah, you're not allowed to burn the mezuzah, then you can't burn the whole city. There's a Chinese woman in Borough Park. She was renting from one of these Haimish guys. So the guy came to check the mezuzahs, and he opens up the thing. There's no mezuzah. He goes to the bedroom. There's no mezuzah. He asks, "What happened to the paper inside?" She says, "I opened it up. I saw the instructions. I didn't understand. I tossed it out." I'm serious. I opened up mezuzahs in some of my properties. You can't even believe they were on paper. And some of them said, hocus pocus. Like, mamash, you open up some of these little, the little ones. Mamash, not what? Made in China. Not even made in China. It's like mamash. And when you see of Yoshafti al Tila, it's not true. I saw a Irani Dachas that was destroyed, and I sat on top of it. Same Rabbi Yonasan. I sat on top. I was next to it. I saw it. There's something called tsaras of the body. There's tsaras in the house. So, tsaras of the house works like this. It'll never happen, he says. It'll never happen. Why? And why did the Torah talk about it? To get schar for learning it. Reb Shimon Bar Yochai's son says, this is not. Reb Shimon Oimer, lo yila ben abayis tomeat sheyira kishtei grisim al shtei avonim b'shtei kasalim b'keren zavis. Shtei grisim al shtei avonim b'shtei kasalim b'keren zavis. It has to be like this. Check this out. A little zoom in. Here's the corner of the house. You do a zoom in to that red box. Two beans that are touching in the corner. That's why it's so improbable that it never happened. Now, I didn't understand that 100%. Somebody has a good shot. Listen, this is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzaras is it's a ruchnius thing. Hashem can put it wherever he wants. Fine. Doesn't happen. The length is like two beans, and it's one bean wide. By the time of the Rebbe Elazar Reb Shimon, why do you say you need it in the corner like that? Because check out this pasuk. It says in the same pasuk kirois, which is plural. It says hakir, which is singular. Ksiv kiros. Ezu kir shu kiros. Where do you have a wall that's two walls? In the corner where they meet, it's one wall which is actually two walls. Tanya Omer Rebbe Elazar Reb Tzadok. Makaim, listen to this. This is Mamish Ruach HaKodesh in the Gemara. I love this. Makaim hayo betchum Aza. In Gaza, there's a place. Vayu kairin oisai churbasa. It's ruins. Sigirta. It's closed off. Why is it closed off? Because of the tzaras that it has there. The mitzrayim, yemach shemam. They're in there. It should be a tremendous churba and should be closed off forever. Or Reb Shimon, or at least for the Yidden, not. Or Reb Shimon ish kfar akoy. So in other words, I saw a place where they had to destroy the whole city. Like in Tzfat, you take the blue paint. Don't step over here. There's a grave. There's something going on here. The Eben HaMenuga, by the way, the Beis HaMenuga is Metame Boil, not Thomas Mace, but it makes a person. You walk into a house that has those two beans, you become Tomei as a Rishon, not as a Avatuma. But as a Rishon. So if you walk over stones that are from a Beis HaMenuga, you become Tomei, so they had to be careful. So in other words, they destroyed a Beis HaMenuga. Says the Mishnah, if one of the parents was missing arms or feet, or he was deaf or mute, where's the thing? Here we go. No, it's all the way at the end. Oh, there's a... This is Master Fnei Shloisha. Okay, I skipped all this yesterday. You see some of these guys are missing. One of them doesn't, I don't know, they don't have a guy without legs here, but okay. For next cycle. Maybe Shimi, whoever's doing this, Ariel, could take off the legs of one of them. The guy on the right, maybe. Okay. Shenemar. He doesn't become, so, what? Okay, one leg. You don't become a Ben Sarah. Shenemar. You have to be able to grab him. You don't have hands. They take him out. Not people without legs. And they say, they have to have a mouth. They point, not blind people. He doesn't hear. They can't be deaf. The Gemara is going to say it means two people. You have to do asra in front of three. They give him malchus. If he went back to his old ways, then the Bezin of 23 says he's chayiv. The three dayanim that were there by the malchus, they have to be part of the 23 later on. So you see over here, instead of turning the page later, remember this. The Mishnah learns from this word, says Gemara, if you recall, we had a whole sugya a few weeks ago. Are we very literal when it comes to a pasuk? Over here it seems very literal. A tafsu, you have to grab. Oh, you don't have a hand, you're out the window. Isn't that very literal? So the Gemara says, the kulei kra yisayrahu yitiru. What? Shani achi. The reason is, says the Gemara, because this pasuk, every word of this pasuk is extra, and therefore I'm very literal. But typically I won't be literal. The Torah just said, you take him to Bezin, Shalom Yisrael, tafsu and this, everything is extra. Daf Yomi Amud Beis, sponsored by Kinnovations LLC, in honor of Al Pressman and official. Thank you to Refuah Stefansky. Adar Global, experts in international financial services. Anonymous, Refuah Satino Yechiel Moshe Ben Nechama Shendel. Umasrim b'fnei shloisha. Ask the Gemara, Lomali, why do you need three? Betray Sagi to do Asra, all he needs two. Omar Abai Yochi Omar, Masrim b'fnei shnayim, Umalkin Oisa b'fnei shloisha. The Malchus is in front of the three. Malchus b'ben Soyer Moira Heichik Siva. Where does it say Malchus? Kedera Bavo. So let me just show you very, very simple. I told Yoshi to start from the end and go forward. I like this better for me. It's easier. That it says in the pasuk of Malchus bin, which is the same letters as Ben. So we learn Malchus to Ben, which it says by Ben Soyer Moira, it says the word Ben. So I know that Ben Soyer Moira is Malchus. Once I know there's Malchus by Ben Soyer Moira, then I take that and I give it to Motzi Shemra. The Gemara does it the reverse. I learn Motzi Shemra from Malchus, from Ben Soyer Moira. Ben Soyer Moira says Ben and Malchus, and then what? Then therefore Motzi Shemra has Malchus also. Kidder Rebavo, Domer Rebavo, Lamanu v'Yisru mi v'Yisru mi Ben, uben mi Ben, v'Hayom bin HaKoyser Rasha. So I know that this Malchus by a Ben Soyer Moira because it says bin, it says Ben. Once I know that, so then I also learn to Moshe Shemra that says the same word as Ben Soyer Moira. It says v'Yisru that there's Malchus by Moshe Shemra. A person went back to his old ways. We have to kill him with 23. Says Gemara, that word zeh that I told you to remember on Amud Aleph at the end of the Mishnah, I need it for something else to say that they see and they point and they're not blind. That the parents are not blind. So I can learn two things from it. First of all, the three first dayanim that were there by the Malchus, they witnessed the Malchus, they have to be part of the 23 Bezdin to kill him. And also that one of the parents cannot be blind. Says the Mishnah. And this actually leads us into a beautiful sugya. Think about this question. It's a moiridik question. What happens if a guy kills somebody and then he tries to wiggle his way out of the death penalty by becoming a ger? That's not why. He found HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he wants to become a ger. Do we change his sentence or not? He killed somebody, and now he's a different person. Perhaps yes, and that's a beautiful sugya over here. This happens also when this 13-year-old kid, he finds out that he's about to die, but before the sentencing, and he runs away for a few months until he becomes a stage of his life where he can no longer. You hear Avi Factor, you're allowed to sleep in the Beis HaMedrash. That's what we're dealing with over here. So the answer is l'chayra. What happened? Up the whole night? I don't want to point there. It's fine. No, go weiter. He's a different stage of his life. You can't do anything to him now. But the answer is, since there's no Gemara, there's no sentencing, potter. But they sentenced him to the death penalty, and he's a real clever man. He's one of these kids. He jumped off the thing, he ran away. Then he became older. He became already 13 and 4 months. And you can't, typically speaking, you wouldn't kill him. Chayev. Why are you chayev? Because the Gaver Ketila, he's already sentenced to death. He's a dead man walking, so you kill him. Says the Gemara, Amar B'chanina, Ben Noach Shebirch Hashem. Fascinating shayla. A guy curses Hashem. What's the halacha? He should get tzayif. They chop his head off. But he became a ger. Potter. He's not chayev. Why? What's the halacha about Ben Noach? You give him a din Torah with 1 aid, 1 dayan, 0 hasra. So the din changed. And also, nishtana misasai. It goes from sayif. When he's a Ben Noach, he gets sayif. Now that he's a Jew, what does the Jew get for cursing Hashem? Skila. Can't do anything. Huh? Oh, that's what I was asking yesterday. You didn't have a good cash on it, a good teretz on it. They said maybe at the end of the day his body did it. They did the Menachem defense on the Taina on that question that when he has children, it's considered he has children. So for certain things, it cut on the Shanadam for Arayas, but things that he himself did not. Okay.
Is that it's the wrong hasra was given? Is that the problem?
No, the dinim are different. The things are different. It's a different stage in his life. So maybe perhaps he can bring a right from our Mishnah. He ran away before the sentencing, and then he became a different stage in his life, Potter. My time, how come our Mishnah says this kid is Potter? Because something changed in his life. Now he can no longer be a Ben Sayer. If he tried and he stole money from his parents and he bought, he wouldn't become one. So therefore you can't punish him. The difference is because he's gone. There's no way in the world that he could become a Ben Sayer Meyer. But a guy who cursed Hashem, that didn't change. If he becomes a Yid, if he cursed Hashem, he's still Chayiv Misa. Tashma. Let's go to the second part of the Mishnah. He had a sentencing, and they said he's Chayiv Misa, and he ran away. And then they catch him, he's Chayiv. So Mamela over here now is Sugi also by the guy that becomes a Jew, he should be Chayiv. No. The reason why a Ben Sayer Meyer, because they're already passing the Chayiv Misa. Passing Chayiv Misa is a dead man walking. We're talking about a guy that there's no Psak Misa. Tashma. Ben Noach Shehikes Chavera. A guy who kills another guy. Or he had relations with Eishes Ish. Vinus Geyer and then became a ger, Potter. He's Potter. That's mamish what happened in Lakewood, where all of a sudden the FBI shows up to a koilel. They pull a guy with a big long beard and pace and everything. They pull him out. They say, you're a murderer. Whatever he did. Turns out that this guy was not even Jewish. He killed somebody. He ran away to Lakewood with his wife. He pretended he wants to become a ger. And the community accepted him. Maisa Shahaya, look it up. And his kids were accepted to the Lakewood Cheder, where many people are not accepted. His kids were accepted in the Goyim Gemurim. So, but it says over here that if he became a ger, this guy didn't become a ger, so it's different. Also can be Yisrael, but if he killed a Jew as a guy, he killed a Jew. Vinis Geyer, Chayav. Wait a minute, his din changed, everything about him changed. Says the Gemara, no, you don't understand. Dino umisasabini. You need two things to change: the din and his penalty. V'hai din ishtani. You're right. He became a ger. It's a great way to get out of a death penalty. Misasei lo ishtani. But the death penalty, he's still chayiv the same thing. He's still chayiv sayif. Bishleimel. The Gemara says ritzayach mikar sayif ashta sayif. I understand if he killed. So before he was chayiv the death penalty with the sword. Nothing changed in the death penalty. It did change. It went from Saif to Chenek. Says Gemara Benayra Murasa. Oh, so here's the thing that Ari said all in the beginning, that when it comes to Naira Murasa, this is the one exception to the rule that a Ben Noach has the same penalty, has a different penalty, which is Chenek, not Saif. And over here, so everything stayed the same. The individual is Skila. Sorry, well, it goes from Naira Murasa. Naira Murasa is Skila, so Mela. Both of them are skila. So ask Gemara, that can't be. But also can be Yisrael. There was two cases. The Ben Noach killed a Ben Noach, and a Ben Noach killed a Yisrael. So it has to be. They have to mimic each other. The two cases. But also can be Yisrael. And there is no such thing as killing a Naira Marasa when you're a goy to a goy. Goyim don't have a Naira Marasa. They only have Nisun. They don't have Erusin. Elo, the Gemara over here says, maybe we should stop over here. Elo kala b'chamura meishach shaycha. This makes a lot of sense. If a guy is chayiv, a very harsh misa of sayif, and then he becomes Jewish and you give him chenek, that's okay, because he's giving him less. That's within his thing. But to give him a more severe penalty than he had when he was a guy, that we don't do. Rabbi Sai, have a wonderful day.